Continuing with our CISSP class, in this section we will be covering Objective 1.10.6, Control Assessments, Security and Privacy. Control assessments are critical for ensuring that the security and privacy measures implemented within an organization are effective, efficient, and compliant with relevant regulations. These assessments involve evaluating and testing the various controls in place to protect the organization's information assets. The main purpose and importance: one, validation. Confirm that security and privacy controls are functioning as intended to mitigate risks. Two, compliance. Ensure adherence to legal, regulatory, and policy requirements. And three, continuous improvement. Identify areas for enhancement and optimizations of controls. There are several types of control assessments that you need to be familiar with, not only for the CISSP exam or any other cybersecurity certification exam, but also for your performance and tasks as a cybersecurity professional. One, audits. Uh, there could be internal audits conducted by the organization's internal team to review control effectiveness and compliance. External audits performed by independent third parties to provide an unbiased evaluation. For example, an external audit to verify compliance with GDPR data protection requirements. Two, penetration testing, which simulates attacks to identify vulnerabilities and test the effectiveness of security measures. Example, engaging a penetration testing team to attempt to breach network defenses and report on findings. Three, security reviews. Regularly schedule evaluations of security policies, procedures, and controls. For example, conducting a quarterly review of access control policies and their implementation. Five, privacy impact assessments or PIAs. Evaluate the impact of new projects, systems, or processes on privacy. For example, performing a PIA before deploying a new customer relationship management CRM system. And finally, vulnerability assessment, which scans and tests systems for known vulnerabilities. For example, running automated vulnerability scans on network devices and applications. There are several elements that we need to take into account for assessment criteria. One, effectiveness, which measures how well controls mitigate identified risks. For example, evaluating if encryption effectively protects sensitive data in transit and at rest. Two, efficiency, which assesses if controls are implemented cost effectively without unnecessary complexity. For example, reviewing if a data loss prevention DLP solution is configured efficiently to prevent data breaches with minimal user disruption. Three, coverage, which ensures that controls cover all necessary areas and assets. For example, verifying that access controls are consistently applied across all systems and departments. And four, compliance, which checks adherence to relevant laws, regulations, and standards. For example, ensuring that all data processing activities comply with the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA. There are several key points on assessment processes that we need to be aware of. Uh, One, planning. Define the scope, objectives, and criteria for the assessment. For example, planning an audit to cover all data handling processes and systems. Two, execution. Perform the assessment according to the plan using appropriate tools and techniques. For example, conducting a vulnerability assessment using automated scanning tools and manual testing. Four, reporting, uh, documenting findings and providing recommendations for remediation. For example, creating a detailed audit report outlining non-compliance issues and suggested corrective actions. And five, follow up, implementing recommended changes and reassessing to ensure issues are resolved. For example, reassessing access controls after implementing new security measures to verify their effectiveness. There are many benefits of control assessments. Here we could mention a few. One, enhanced security posture. Regular assessments improve detection and mitigation of vulnerabilities. For example, continuous monitoring and periodic penetration testing enhance the organization's resilience against cyber threats. Two, regulatory compliance helps maintain compliance with laws and standards, avoiding legal penalties and fines. For example, conducting regular privacy assessments to ensure ongoing compliance with data protections regulations. Three, operational efficiency identifies redundant or ineffective controls, streamlining security processes. For example, optimizing firewall rules to reduce complexity while maintaining security. And four, risk management, which provides a clear understanding of the current risk landscape and the effectiveness of controls. For example, using audit results to update the risk management strategy and prioritizing mitigation efforts. Control assessments for security and privacy are integral to maintaining a robust and compliant security posture. They ensure that implemented controls are effective, efficient, and aligned with organizational goals and regulatory requirements. Regular assessments enable organizations to proactively manage risks, enhance security measures, and protect their information assets effectively. This is the end of this objective. In the next section, we will be covering objective 1.10.7, monitoring and measurement. Please remember to click on like and subscribe to my channel if you consider that this is useful information. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next section.